Christmas, everybody. It's your man, James, Mr. Quincy Treasure, back again with some more video action for you. I hope you guys have a great day today. Thank you for joining me here on this very special occasion. I hope you had some great gifts and some time with family, some great food. But now we're going to get into some fun. And, it's time for everyone's favorite retro retread here, the Why It's Great. And for those of you who are new to the program, Why It's Great is where I take a book from the past from my personal collection and I showcase to you why I think it's so awesome and why you yourself should want to check it out. And, to get in with the holiday season, as all the Why It's Great have been themed so far for this year, I'm wearing my ugly Christmas sweater. And believe me, folks, it doesn't get much uglier than this. So there you go. So enjoy. But I thank you all for joining me today. And before we get into our book, I want to say, if you like what you see here, drop a like down there on the video to help out the algorithm. It's always appreciated. Also, be sure to drop any comments you got there. You want to wish me a Merry Christmas? You want to talk about the issue or anything else under the sun? Let me know. I always like to hear from the folks. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the content that I'm putting out around here. And if you have subscribed, share out some links and let's bring in some more folks because, the more the merrier. It's just the holiday season. That's what it's all about, right? Well, anyway, so today, you should be no surprise. It's going to be a Christmas story, being Christmas and all that. So, I've already given you lots of emotional stuff, all month long. We had, some somberness and sentimentality with Spider-Man. We had the hopefulness of giving with the X-Men. We had the emotional the emotional baggage of the holidays with Superman. But today I decided to go less of a serious route and go much more in a funny route for this one here. All those others were kind of like, It's a Wonderful Life. This was going to be more in the vein of Jingle All the Way. And so it's Incredible Hulk number 378 from 1990. Classic Peter David, classic story. Lots of fun. And the final story in the what I call the Gray Hulk saga, which was, of course, my favorite Hulk, was the Gray Hulk. So definitely going to get into this. So let's get it all rolling here, and we'll stop the camera because you don't need to see my mug for this, and we'll bring up the book. And here we are, Incredible Hulk number 378. It's a classic Christmas story, and I love this. Right from Jump Street here on the cover, you got "Because You Demanded It," the most requested villain of all, and Santa's a villain. How does that work? So it's kind of a little fun there with you right from the start, and the art is by a fill-in team. This is during Dale Keown's run, but Dale didn't do this issue. This was done by the late, great Bill Jaska, a guy who some of you may not have heard of, some of you may have, but he was a guy I felt never really got his due. He's a great artist who deserved, better prospects than he got in the industry. But this, to me, is like one of his tour de forces, and you're going to see why. I'm going to show you why Bill Jaska's work is so underrated and why it deserves more attention than it ever got then and even now. But let's get on into it. So we're going to break on into our story. And you can see here, it starts out right here in a children's ward in a hospital. And you can see right here, they hit you with the note right from the beginning. Note to our readers: during all the tenure of the Gray Hulk, readers asked for the return of a certain villain we never delivered. Now, in this holiday season, we take this opportunity to rectify that and also to explain why Rick Jones was limping last issue. All this in the feel-good story of 1990 entitled Rhino Plastered. So right there, we know who the villain is. So the Hulk versus the Rhino. So, a great story. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. So you can see the kids, doing what kids do. And you can see right here with this face, right here. This is Bill Jaska. It's got a very expressive and emotive style, like especially with faces. You really get the emotions across in what he does. It's like very cartoony, almost like animation style. And I always liked that about his work. I thought he deserved more recognition than he got, but it's just a very, very fun style. And that's what you're going to see after the whole issue. This whole issue is just pure fun. So Rick Jones comes wandering by. He sees all the chaos. He goes in and try to get the kids to calm down. They know who he is, and so he tells them a story. He says, "You want an example of how teasing can make bad stuff go down? It involves the Hulk." And so he tells them how this is the story where this happens. And it starts out with the Rhino, and you can see here he's very depressed. He's living in a cardboard box. He's just not someone who's having a good time. And again, look at the expressiveness here, like here and here and here. I mean, you can literally feel his depression and feel his frustration in these images. So the Rhino is alone at Christmas time, and he's sorrowful about the state of his life being a villain. And so even when he tries to talk to the bums, they take off running. And he goes, I can't stand it anymore. I'm stuck in this stupid costume, in this stupid identity. I've got no money, no prospects, no friends except for other supervillains. And then everyone will talk about football or broads or anything except fighting superheroes. My life is in the sewer. And I think it's really exemplified. This is I've talked about this in some other past ones, like how sometimes you see this. I like this because it shows the villains, their lifestyle isn't one that you would really want to do. And you see the ramifications of doing what they do, and he's really paying for it. I like this here. So it really sets up well the emotional state that we're going to see in the rest of this story. So as the bums run out, they run into, look, another gray monster. He goes, it's another gray monster. The town's crawling with him. So, and again, the expressiveness. And again, here. But just as the Hulk is leaving, the Rhino catches sight of him, and he goes, great. Now the Hulk's in town, and if I do anything as the Rhino, he'll be all over me, and he'll probably beat me just like before. I'm so depressed. So he goes out trying to find a way to, get some kind of a connection to somebody, something to lift his spirits. And he finds it when he sees a guy playing the role of Santa. And so it's as Rick Jones tells the story, he says he waited till no one was around, grabbed the guy, knocked him cold, and swiped his Santa outfit. It was perfect because it covered every inch of his costume. Even the horn was covered by the hat. And then he set up shop. And so now he starts playing Santa. But he's not your typical everyday Santa, as you see here, as our stalwart heroes come by, Clay Quartermain, Rick Jones, and Bruce Banner. And he's telling them, hey, help the needy. And then, Clay Quartermain just totally brushes him off. I already gave, and so and then give again. And that's just when, and then you get some of the humor here. It's like, hey, yeah, sure, whatever you say, just to take the money, just, here you go, buy a new attitude with it. I love it. This classic, shticky humor right here. And then he gets called into the store because the Santa for the store has been sick, and so they want him to fill in for him. And you see right here, they're all happy to see him, and then this is when he really hits you. He goes, This is the first time I've ever been greeted with joy and happiness instead of screams. This is wonderful. Adulation, love. Maybe I should have thought of this sooner. Maybe. And then, of course, we got to get some more comedy in here. So he breaks the chair because he's so heavy. And, are you all right? We'll get another chair immediately. Reinforced, So a little humor at his expense, as is often the case. So then he's doing the Santa shtick, and you got the kid here saying he wants the Spider-Man figure and the Captain America and their headquarters and all this. He goes, don't you want any villain action figures like a Rhino toy maybe? And he goes, who needs the villains? They just get beat up all the time, and they're dumb and ugly. And he doesn't seem to take too well to that. And then that's when the kid figures out, hey, you got a horn of this hat. You're not Santa, you're the Rhino. And then that's, listen, kid, you breathe the word, and I'll give you a ho 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 right up the wazoo. Get it? Got it. Good. But of course, being a kid, he's not going to not say something. So he does, telling his mom, but of course she doesn't believe him. But there are some guys over here who do believe him. So as time goes on, more kids, more give me. And then this is when he starts to lose it a bit. He goes, give. You want everything handed to you. Why not do what I do? Take stuff. See it? Want it? Take it. See that bike over there? That luggage? That bowling ball? Take them. You want to be a wimp all your life? Make a statement. Take a stand. Take 2 stands. Take a pole podium. Just going off. And again, the expressiveness. Look at those faces. So, just as he's going to get chastised here, he goes, you see, kids, the Rhino was what you call a manic depressive. Earlier, he'd been really depressed. Now, though, he was getting manic. And that's when we spotted him. So, Rick and Clay, they know something's up. But then where's Bruce? Well, Bruce is having the change happen. And I like how they handled this here. You got him. He comes busting into the bathroom, jumps in there. The guy pushes the guy out of the way, and you can see him in there. He's screaming in pain. And he goes, come on, it can't be that bad. And I like how they show the change without really showing it. Here's Bruce's arm, and then you can see the change right here. And then, boom, he comes out, and there's the Hulk with a menacing, it's like smirky grin. All yours. And I love the little thing of flicking him the toilet paper. That was a nice touch. That was a very nice touch. So the Rhino's getting, more crap dumped on him with the kids. Kid starts picking on him, and then he gets revealed. Hey, I bet you're a supervillain because supervillains are big and dumb and ugly, and no one is bigger or dumber or uglier than you. And you can see again the expressive. Look at that anger in his face. So he takes the kid. He goes, "Your foot hurts. Good. Let's have the rest of your body to match it." And then takes him for a toss here. But of course, that's just when the Hulk shows up, and that's when this is when the humor really kicks in the story here. Step aside, kid. Who are you? The spirit of fractures yet to come. And I just love that look on his face. And I like how we had the Hulk kind of hunching a bit, because you'd think someone as big as him would hunch a little more. And so I like the pose that Jessica uses here to show the Hulk. And the Rhino sees him, and of course, he doesn't take too kind to it. That face, that voice, that face. You forgot those lips, those eyes. It's the Hulk swiping my color scheme. And so, he gets angry, and that's when the battle starts. And again, I love it. All the blast lines you see here to bring about the urgency and the intensity of the action here. Little quick kick. And then we get some more shtick here. We got the guys, the nerds in the comic shop. See right there. When you look carefully at the rocks on the cover of Trek number 15, you see the words "Lost in Space." You're right. And back there, that's the Jupiter 2 in the outline. I love that they include stuff like this. This is always what made Peter David's run on the Hulk fun, when he would include little things like this. Stuff that we all can, understand and sort of relate with. The nerds in the comic shop talking comic stuff, that's pretty cool. And then, of course, the battle comes raging in. The Rhino's there. He says, "I hate you." And he goes, "Yeah, well, you're not at the top of my Christmas card list either." So just as they're about to get back into it, somebody, "Excuse me, I'm making a bid to end this right now." And then, again, the expressiveness. Just, again, this is what made Jaska so cool, was how his ability to do this. He's got a touch that's more like an illustrative artist, like someone who does like cartooning for like newspaper strips, and yet he does it in a way that works very well in the comic book format, and I like that. So I mean, just beautiful stuff. And then we see it's a woman with some cookies. Instead of fighting, why not try these delicious chocolate cookies? So they do, and the Rhino's like, "These macadamia nuts," and she's like, "Yes, I hate macadamia nuts." And I like this where they got the color. Again, all the blast lines, the intensity, but the color. I like how they went just one color with this. He goes, "Hey, no fair kicking." And he says, "Anything's fair in love and war, jerkweed. And I just love to make war." So the battle goes on. And now we reach a point where we see probably my favorite joke in the entire issue. He goes, "Getting punched in the face by you is not my idea of how to spend the holidays." And so then, like, the Hulk takes a fall, and he goes, "How about that? You're not so tough. Anyone with half a brain can see that." He goes, "That sure explains you then. Admit it. You can't handle me." And then this is the joke, my favorite joke. I'm gonna big this up so you can really get in here. He goes, "Mister, anyone this side of Woody Allen could handle you. All it takes is plenty of balls." And he just throws all the bowling balls at him. I love that. Classic toilet humor, classic edgy teenager jokes, which is something was the stock in trade for the Gray Hulk. He was always talking smack like some adolescent, and that's probably why I loved him so much. So and then we get like the whole campy shtick of like the slapsticky humor. He's just like rolling on them. Oh, whoa, adios, pea brain. And then Clay and Rick, they're looking for the Hulk and the Rhino, trying to find out where they are. Of course, that's when he shows up. Clay, "Freeze, I'm an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Good, I've never killed one of those before." Just love that. And then he's trying to tell you got the right to remain silent, trying to read him his rights as he's about ready to kill him. And then Rick's trying to help out to no effect. He goes, "Keep at him, Clay. You're boring him to death." "Yeah, and I'm gonna gore you to death." I just love that. And then that's just when the Hulk shows back up. And I love this shot right here of the Hulk in the Santa hat and beard. Ho, ho, ho. And then boom. I mean, and look at that image, the pose, the angle, again, the blast lines. I mean, this is like high impact right here. And again, the expressiveness, the evil grin, the expression of pain, just great stuff right here. Like I said, Jaska really was a guy who was not appreciated when he was around. So they go on to fight some more, and then again more humor. He goes, "Hey, what's your problem anyway?" He goes, "I can't ever take this stupid rhino costume off." "Oh yeah? So you haven't had a woman in? Don't you think I know that? Why do you think I'm so irritable?" See, again, humor that adults will get, but kids probably won't. That's what I love about that. I love when they do stuff like that. And then we get this scene here with a mom looking for a child that's missing while the battle is raging. Then the Hulk finally gets injured by the rhino. And the rhino goes, you see, I tried to do something nice, something decent. I tried to be a nice guy, but they didn't want that. No, they wanted this. They wanted, and then just like it's going to be curtains for the Hulk. Got the little child shows up. He goes, "Santa, why are you hurting this gray man? I thought you were good. I thought you were supposed to help people. My mommy said you were really Santa, but maybe you aren't. Maybe there isn't any Santa at all, and mommy lied." And again, look at that sad face right there. And this is where like our little moral sort of comes in. He goes, "Well, you see, the mom was telling the truth. This guy, he was naughty. Yeah, that naughty. But now he's going to be nice. Yeah, that's it. We're both going to be nice. Watch." And then just two cheesy grins. I love it. Just the two cheesy grins together. I love that. That's hilarious. So then they decide that they're gonna be nice now, and so she says, "Hey, Mommy, it's okay. This is Santa, and this is his helper, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, right." And they're like, "See, Mommy, you were right. See?" And he goes, and then Rick Jones, "Yes, Virginia, there is a shut up." I love that. The obvious joke, but Peter David always goes there. And I love this panel right here because when you read it with Rick Jones dialogue, it's hilarious. So the Rhino and the Hulk cooperated rather than wreck a little girl's beliefs. Clay and I were proud to see them that way, even though the Hulk was a little grumpy about it. And again, you can see how proud they are about the whole situation. But again, just very funny, just like lighthearted stuff. And then he did manage to sneak in a little Christmas cheer. And again, the expressiveness of the faces, the expressive that says it all. I mean, we all know what it means, but again, just like right over a kid's head, they're not going to get this, but us as adults will completely understand what this is all about. And then we finally come back to reality, and so Rick says, "So well, what does that story tell you?" And then it tells us you're a big dumb lying duty head, and they just laugh at him for it. And then Rick, "Why do I even bother anymore? I'm going back to dodging supervillains. It's safer." And that's just how and then Merry Christmas. So a nice little funny story with the Hulk for Christmas, fighting one of his best foes, I think, is him and the Rhino. And just like I said, look at again, and just keep going back to it, the expressiveness, the emotive ability that Bill Jaska had. I mean, you can almost feel the kick yourself looking at this expression. Like I said, very animated, very exaggerated, but it works. And just throughout the whole issue, like I said, you saw nothing but that with the faces and everything. Like the cheesy grins, the sadness. But when he does the action, that also has got the punch. He can put the punch literally in the action, just like this right here, like this shot that I love so much. And of course, like I said, the slapsticky comedy effect of it. It's almost like Three Stooges superheroing. You know what I'm saying? And again, the coloring on this page, I love that monotone color that they use for the whole entire scene there with the cookies, and then the Hulk with the smirk. Just like I said, it was just a fun issue with a little moral maybe in there, but not something heavy-handed, not something that was like in your face trying to drill into you, like just a little fun story about Christmas time with the Hulk. And like I said, just shots like this right here. I mean, this is really it's really getting across the emotion of the moment. And that's what I think Bill Jaska was really good at in his art, was getting the emotion of the moment across to you. And this issue to me is like a tour de force of him doing that. It's a great issue. It's a lot of fun. Not very expensive. You could probably pick this up for like a high grade copy for like $5 or $6 at your local comic shop. And again, like I said, it's a story adults can enjoy for some of the humor in it. Kids can enjoy it. It's just all rounded well, well done, all ages entertainment. And like I said, this is more in the vein of Jingle All the Way than It's a Wonderful Life, but that's okay because, we can all use a few laughs once in a while. And, I even like the fact that they have them breaking up the title here, that they would sometimes do because of how impactful the battle's supposed to be. And I just love that. And it's just a fun little Christmas ditty with maybe a little tiny moral in the very end. And, just all humorous. Like I said, it's a great way to spend a day just to read books like this and just sit back and relax and have a good time with it. So that's certainly what I did here, and I hope you did as well. I hope you enjoyed checking this one out here. It's Incredible Hulk 378. Like I said, the final issue of the Gray Hulk run of the book, and definitely a fun, lighthearted story. Just the kind of thing you want on a nice Christmas day to just sit back and relax with family and friends and whatnot, and just a great one to have. So definitely check this one out if you haven't already. Incredible Hulk 378. It's definitely one of my favorites. Probably one of my favorite Christmas stories ever done. And like I said, Peter David at the top of his game, and the much underrated Bill Jaska's emotionally emotive, exaggerated art style just really worked so well with this story. And I just can't say enough good stuff about it. And so there you go, Incredible Hulk 378. That's another one in the books here. Again, to me, the perfect one for Christmas. The perfect one to showcase for you guys for Christmas. But I want to thank you all for joining me today. I hope you got some fun out of this and, for a little Christmas cheer, as it were, to your day. And I just want to say that I got one more left in the tank for you for Why It's Great this year. I'm going to do it on New Year's Eve, because it's a very important issue to me for that. So I'm going to do it on New Year's Eve, and I'll have a special announcement at the end of that one. So you definitely don't want to miss that. But I also got some other stuff in the hopper for you guys coming up, including a couple of things that, you might be expecting. Some more what's in the box, some other stuff. So you definitely don't want to miss any of that either. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this stuff. And I will be back soon with some more stuff. And until next time, Merry Christmas.